Hi, I'm Kim with bestacupuncture.com. I'm a state licensed and nationally certified Chinese medical provider, and I help you maintain your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual health naturally. This year has been a hot year, and you might find yourself suffering from heat stroke or heat exhaustion. You know, even days later, you can be feeling horrible. So what are you going to do to nurse yourself back to health? Because don't you get the feeling that if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it for you? Food is your best medicine, but how do you know what to eat or why to eat something? Well, guess what? Chinese medicine and nutrition can help you make those decisions. So let's continue from part 1 and put together a diet plan to help you recover from heat stroke and heat exhaustion. You want a balanced diet, and the easiest way to get there is variety. So I'm going to show you fruits, vegetables, grains, legumes, and meats that can help you recover and why they can help you recover. You're going to have enough of a variety here that you're going to be able to mix and match things together to create meals and snacks to help you over the next week. So when I stopped in part 1, I went over some of the foods that can help you and why. So quick recap on that: cucumbers. Cucumbers, they're cooling in the body, and they have this great blend of sodium to potassium, and you need 4 times as much potassium as sodium. So it's easy to find salt, but it's hard to find potassium. And here's the thing, potassium's that electrolyte that's going to help stop the muscle cramps. So reaching for foods high in potassium can help you rebalance your electrolytes and overcome the muscle cramps. Other foods that, have a high potassium content and will have similar benefit as cucumbers in the body are going to be honeydew melons or cantaloupe, because both of these, they have a low sugar level and they have great potassium. There is a flavor in Chinese dietetics called bitter. And the bitter flavor helps move excess bad things out of the body. And how it does that is by pushing these things out through the bowels or the bladder. That is why they say bitter brings downward. Okay, whoa, just a minute here. What's this temperature thing? Food temperature in Chinese dietetics is not the temperature of the food. So it's not cold because it just came out of the refrigerator or because it's raw. It's cold because its actions on the body will leave you feeling colder. That means it doesn't matter if it's cooked or not. It will always help cool you off. Amazing, huh? But guess what? You already know this. You just may not be conscious of knowing it. So if it's a hotter season, you would say things like, oh, I would like something light and cooling to eat. I don't want any of that heavy stuff, because that heavy stuff is heavy like a blanket. And then if it was a cooler season, you would say, I'd really like some of that comfort food right now, because that comfort food is that heavy blanket food that you didn't want in the hotter seasons. So what are some foods that have a cool temperature and a bitter flavor? Well, here are 3 foods with those properties, and they're cooling and detoxing in the body, and they have a good fiber content that can help with the diarrhea. Eggplant, lettuce, zucchini. And I have 3 more cooling foods that can help remove that toxic heat from the body and help fortify your stomach. Barley, soybean sprouts, and tofu. And each one of these is strong in its own way. They all have a cool temperature, but they each have a special power. And the special power of barley is the ability to get rid of the crap in your stomach. So if your stomach's been feeling finicky, this helps remove that gunk clogging up the digestive tract and get you back to eating. Soybeans, soybean sprouts, tofu, they're all cooling. and they improve the digestion. But their unique ability, or their superpower, is their ability to remove those excess fluids causing diarrhea. So you might be wondering, well, if they can help remove the excess fluids causing diarrhea, can they help with the swelling in my hands or feet? Yes. So you've got fruits, vegetables, grains, and legumes. Not everyone is vegan. So what meats are available? You're going to want to choose white meats. These will be the lighter meats that are easier to digest and help build up the qi of the spleen and stomach. And a simple way to think of qi is the amount of energy you have to do things. So if you're exhausted, you don't have much qi. The three meats that can help build up your qi or your strength and energy are going to be pork, chicken, and cod. You know, we're becoming more and more conscious of our food and our food choices. Eating to support a healthier, more humane food supply chain is based off of every decision you make. It's not just your purchase decisions at the grocery store, because usually the healthiest, most humane food is also the most expensive. So that's something to think about the next time you're sitting at your office at work. There are some other things you can change based on Chinese dietetics. So for the next week, you're going to want to change how you cook foods. And what I mean by that is some methods actually push more heat into the food, like a pressure cooker or your Instapot. Isn't that crazy? What are you going to do without your pressure cooker and Instapot? Well, try barbecuing instead. It's really hot out, so you don't want to be cooking inside anyways. And what a great excuse to barbecue. Okay, so there's some great ideas on food choices that is going to help you rebuild your health and remove that extra heat. Now, you don't have to do all your foods as cooling, water removing foods, because if you do that, you're going to go too far in the other direction. You just want to mix these foods into your meal planning, which is going to help your body go in the right direction. Okay, remember, stay hydrated. The kind of temperatures we're experiencing are changing our environments, and it's almost like all of us are living in a desert, and some of us are getting the humid desert. So water's your best friend. And that's one of the rules of living in a desert. Always have water with you. And the best way to avoid heat exhaustion is with water. And the best way to get heat exhaustion is to be dehydrated and be outside. So start drinking a lot of water. And remember in part 1, we were talking about those bee ponds? That is exactly why your bees need a pond. Not only do bees drink water to survive, they actually take water back to the hive and use it to cool off the hive. Okay. Stay safe and healthy, and until next time, I'll catch you on the other side.